Hi Sam fam, welcome back to another video. So today I'll be doing a video that's been highly requested, and that's how I moved to the US as an international student. So today I'll be outlining my journey as an F1 student, and I also think that I'll probably do like a series just to let you know what the process was like. So if you're interested in this type of content, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So before we get into the video, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel, and also to those who has been supporting me from day one. I'm so grateful for your support. However, if you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed, I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to subscribe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. So I'm trying to get my channel monetized. I think I'm about like 805 subscribers, so I'm well on my way. However, I'm asking you kindly, if you're watching this video, if you like my content, please to subscribe, please to like, tell a friend to tell a friend. So thank you so much for the support, guys. Truly appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into the video. It's my intent to not make this video very long. I'll just try to explain in probably brief terms what the process was like, and yeah. Okay guys, so if you're interested in moving to the US as an international student, the first thing that I would say to do is to apply to an SCVP school. That's the Student and Exchange Visitors Program. And now this will vary from person to person, because if you're interested in studying abroad, it means that you have an idea of what it is that you want to study. So whether it be you want to study business or science or computer science, just have that in mind, and you will need to apply for an SCVP school. That way you can get your student visa to study in the US. So first decide on the type of degree that you want to pursue, and then you Google schools that offer that degree in the US, and then you can have your list of non-negotiables that you're not able to comprise on. So whether it is that you want warm weather or you want to live in a city that experience all four seasons, then you should list those stuff. So for me personally, and this goes for persons who want to do undergrad or graduate degrees, if it is that you want, say, a warm climate, you're probably looking to study in like Florida per se, or if you want to experience all four seasons, you look for a state that offers that. But for me, some of my non-negotiables were, I was not interested in doing GRE or GMAT, and those are exams that you need to go into graduate school. So I definitely look for a school that offered my program, and also a school that does not require a GMAT or a GRE. Now in your case it might be different, so you need to, list what are your non-negotiables. Is it that you want a school that will waive your GRE or GMAT? Is it that you're interested in a certain state? Is it that you want a program to be just 1 year or 2 year, depending if it's a graduate program, or if it's an undergrad, of course it could be 4 year. Or do you want a school that if you're doing undergrad you could do 4 years and then an additional year for a master's? So it really does depends on you. So in order to come, that's the first thing that you need to do. Look for a school and then list your non-negotiables, and then decide which school that you want to apply to. Then you'll create like a list of all the schools. What are the requirements for those schools? Do they need recommendations? Is there an application fee? And since we're at application fee, a lot of schools will waive your application fee if you attend like an information session. So I'd suggest you find out from the school if there's an opportunity for them to waive application fee, because let's say you're applying to 4 or 5 schools, the fees can add up real quickly. Some schools might charge a low price of $30, some might charge 40, 50, 60, and if you're applying to multiple schools, it can add up really quickly. So I'd suggest attending information sessions so that your fees are waived. I did that. I only paid for one application fee, which was like $70, so I was not interested in paying for anymore. So all the schools that I applied to, my application fees were waived. So that's a tip. Yeah, so keep that in mind. So you create a list in Excel or Word, and then you would have the application price, the deadline, what are the requirements, recommendation, do they need you to translate your degree if you studied in another country. So you need to take all of these things into consideration when looking for a school. Oh, and also one of my non-negotiables was that the school needed to offer like scholarships or had a graduate assistantship available. So if you're interested in these things, I'll definitely say check out those things. And then some schools, during the whole admission process, you need to like write a statement of purpose. So it's a whole lot. So really, all of this really encompasses applying for the school, which is really like the first step during this F1 journey or international school journey. So look for your school, look at your non-negotiables, and then take it from there. And of course, if you have additional questions, please to drop them in the comments below. By the way, I have a few notes, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone and my iPad. Then after you apply for your school, you'll confirm your admission. So if you're applying to multiple schools, then you'll get admission from most of the schools. That's if you're accepted, and that's one of the reasons why I said apply for more than one schools, because you really and truly do not want to put all the eggs in one basket. So diversify and apply for multiple schools so that you have the option of choosing a school that's better for you based on what they offer you in terms of scholarship, the pricing of the school, and all of those things. So I'll say take all of those into consideration when applying. So you want to confirm your admission, and I would say like pro tip, what I did was like I accepted all my admissions, because some schools will take longer to respond and some schools will get back to you relatively quickly, and you don't want to like give up on your chances for a school that came to you first. But let's say a school accept you and then they reach out to you a month after. You don't want to like give up on the first school and then the school that takes a longer to get back to you, they give you like a better opportunity in terms of scholarships and stuff. So I'd say apply to accept all your admissions. Some admissions now will come to say, okay, you need to pay like a seating fee or a deposit. I didn't pay any, I just confirmed, and then I said after I decided on which school that I wanted to study at, then I'll decide on like the seating fee or whatever. So there's also that. And then after confirming, you'll need to submit proof of funds. And now this is probably the most difficult part, because if you do not do this, you cannot move forward with the process. Okay, so after you have confirmed your admission for study in the US, you'll need to submit proof of funding, and you need to submit liquid funds. So whether you're going to show money from a current account or a savings account, because you cannot use you cannot use like your retirement savings or money that you have tied up in investments. So you need to show liquid funds. So if it is that you received a scholarship from the school, that can be used as proof of funding. And don't be derailed if you don't have like all the money to show. You can ask your friends and family to just like allow you to show the money using their bank accounts, and they will say that they'll be a sponsor for your studies in the US. So usually they'll allow you to sign an affidavit of support is saying, okay, this person will sponsor your funding in the US. However, it's not necessary that they sponsor your funding, but you just want to prove so that you can get your I-20 issued. You would need to think of alternative measures to like how you're going to pay for your tuition, whether it is that you're going to like use money from your savings, or you're going to apply for a student loan. I can do an additional video speaking about like student loans, how to apply for like students loan and stuff in the US. So I can definitely do those. I think I mentioned before, but I'm not sure because the video got cut off somehow and I didn't realize. But if you have family living in the US and you can live with them, I would say go that route because it might be easier for you. In that way, they can sign an affidavit of support to say, okay, you will be living with them, and then you would not need to show that amount of funding for living expenses. Because as I mentioned before, as an international student, you would need to show money for your tuition plus money for living expenses coming to the US. So those are certain things that you can take into consideration after you receive your I-20. After you confirm your admission. Then after you confirm your admission, then now your school will issue you what is called an I-20, and your I-20 you needed to do everything that's applied to the visa to enter the US and all of those stuff. So after you get your I-20, then you'd pay what is called your CVIS fee, because you need information from your I-20 to pay for the CVIS fee. The CVIS fee is currently $350 US for an F1 visa and $220 for a J1 visa. And it's really, I'm not sure what the CVIS fee does, but you need it in order to apply for your student visa, and you also need it to enter the US. And after you do the CVIS, then now you'll apply for your student visa. So you'll apply via your nearest consulate in your country, US embassy. So you'll complete your DS-160, and then you'll set an appointment date. I think the application fee for the visa is $160 US. And I would say, if you're doing this process, ensure that you have some amount of money like savings or anything, because you'll see how quickly the money can add up. You have to pay $350 for CVs, you have to pay $160 for US, then you have to think about tuition, and you also have to think about like airfare to travel to the US, and depending on where you're coming from, it can be quite expensive. So I'd say have a little bit about savings just to ensure that you can like finance this process, because it's not cheap. But don't be derailed, don't let money stop you. And that's one of the reasons why I am sitting here explaining this video to you, because I was speaking to a relative and they're like, don't let money stop you from doing anything that you want to do. Not because you don't have the money, it means that you can't pursue this dream. And that's why I'm here today, explaining this process to you guys. So don't be derailed. But yeah, then after you apply for your visa, then you'll do your visa interview. Now I can do a separate video explaining what my process was like from Jamaica, because when I was in this situation, I only saw videos from persons in like Africa and India, and I wanted to share my experience as a Jamaican. So if you're watching this video and you want me to do like a detailed step on how I did it, then I can definitely do that for you. So you will take your I-20 to the visa interview, your CVIS receipt, your proof of funding, and I would say work with any additional documents, your transcript, your acceptance letter, and ensure that every question that you answered in that visa interview is basically in line with what you put on your DS-160 form. Okay, and then after that, I would pray that you get you're successful and you get your student visa. If not, don't be derailed, you can always try again. Your CVIS is valid for I think a year, so you can always apply again. But really and truly, these are like the simple steps in order to move to the US as an international student. If you have specific questions, I'd be okay to explain them in the comments. I'll do additional videos. Then you're basically ready to travel to the US, get packing and ready for this big move, telling friends, family, and everybody. So it's easy. I think this process took me like a little bit, like 6 months. As I said in the video before, I was speaking to a relative how, I've always wanted to study abroad, and when I was there, she was like, don't let money stop you, go for it. And I went back home. I decided to look for my schools that applied, and then I left. So you can do it too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I just can't